Hi guys, welcome back to CastTV. Today I'm going to be showing you basics for a beginner bass fisherman. So I'm going to start off with the rod today. This is my Abu Garcia Vendetta rod with the Abu Garcia Black Max reel. I like this rod a lot. It's really easy to cast actually. You just press the button, cast it out, hold on the line, make sure it doesn't spool up, which might happen if you guys start and use it at first. But for you beginners, this might be a little too advanced for some of you, so you can go with the regular flip rod or a push button if you don't want to buy a baitcaster, but this is just what I prefer. Got a little worm in here right now, so this is the rod I use when I'm bass fishing. It's a pretty nice rod. It's got a lot of bend, so if I catch a big fish, it's not gonna like snap on me or anything, and if I get stuck in weeds, I'm gonna get out pretty easily. I really like this rod. I'd recommend Abu Garcia brand, pretty high quality, but you guys could just get Bass Pro Shops because that's really good quality too. So anything you guys like for rods it's really personal preference, but I like to use Abu Garcia. So now I'm gonna start to show you guys some of the lures that I catch bass with. There's a large variety of lures that you can catch bass with. They like pretty much anything. But I think the lure that I've had the most success with was either soft plastic sunfish bait or soft plastic like worm. So this is a soft plastic sunfish bait that I have a little knot tied on. If you're wondering how to tie a knot, you can go watch my other video, but that's the bait that I like to use. That's probably the caught me the most fish, or another little something like this with a little tail and a hook, fairly simple. That's what the bass will be looking for, because that's the kind of natural stuff they eat. But like, they really like anything. This is just like a common lure you might find. It's a big worm, kind of sticko. With I have a hook in here right now, but so you can just it's just a little worm. But a lot of bass fishermen like to use soft plastics, which I think are really good if you're trying to like. So this is my variety of soft plastic baits. I have a lot of soft plastic baits. Why it's called soft plastic baits is because they're plastic, they're soft, they're squishy. This is right here is a Havoc Pit Boss. This is a pretty good lure. I've caught a few perch on this. I think a few bass. This is a good lure. Strong. One of my favorites, Pit Boss. You can see I have a pretty big variety of soft plastic baits. The bass everywhere are different. Every pond is different, so you're going to want to have a varieties to try so that you can try to maximize the fish you catch. These are little frogs here by Zoom. Some Cabela's little, these are just little grub things, kind of. Salamanders from Bass Pro Shops, Zoom again. And I've got some culprit. These are actually pretty unique lures. Pretty big. They're like creature baits. So the bass they go crazy when they see these. They're like, so when they're in the water, they're flopping, going crazy. Kind of looks like a crawfish. Bass like to eat those in some places, but it always depends on where you're fishing and what kind of depth and weather you're fishing. But that's if you're fishing like under the water. But sometimes you're not gonna want to fishing under the water because there's gonna be too many like weeds. So you guys, if this is a situation where you have weeds, you're gonna want to go top water, which is lures that stay on top of the water. One of my favorites here is just a frog. So this is a frog from Bass Pro Shops. It's just simple. Got one hook. So the fish bite down, the hook goes into them. It won't get caught on weeds. Regularly it'll just swim around. It's weedless, so you won't get stuck. If you guys are getting like fed up with getting stuck in the weeds and pulling in weeds, this is a good lure not to get stuck. Also, I have a live target sunfish here. It's got really good action. I actually haven't had a chance to use this one yet, but I've seen videos on it. I know it's a good lure. So this one, it looks like a injured sunfish when it swims, and it's top water, so it won't go under. And I think this is pretty realistic lure by Live Target, so they make some pretty good designs on them. So I'm hoping to catch some fish on that. And also poppers are really good for fishing morning when the fish are like really awake looking for something to eat. So when you pull on these in the water, it makes a frog sound because of the cup shape in this. So you pull it in like a blubbing sound, and then you'll attract more fish. And it's got a pretty high hookup ratio because of the 3 treble hook, but like I really like these lures fishing in the mornings. They've caught me plenty of fish. So those are just some lures you might want to use if there's too many weeds under the water. While you're fishing, you're always going to want to have tools with you, like knives, and definitely going to want pliers. Pliers are pretty essential if you're going to be catching a lot of bass, because bass's mouths are very deep and they're going to get caught pretty deep sometimes, so you might need a longer like body on one of these, because it's gonna be able to just help you get the hook out. So I have a few of these. You probably have one in your house, but these are just some of the tools I like to have with me in case anything happens. It's always good to have something with you, like pliers. But that's pretty much it for today. Also, I'm just going to show you a little box here I keep bobbers in. Sometimes I just like to use worms with regular hooks and just catch little sunfish if I'm not catching a lot of bass, if I'm getting bored. But other than that, that's pretty much all the lures I use when bass fishing. A lot of soft plastics. These are just some ideas for you guys if you want to start bass fishing. I hope you guys catch a lot of fish, and goodbye.